Is traveling after 70 still worth it? Discover the hidden dangers most seniors never consider. Have you ever stopped to wonder whether traveling after the age of 70 is really such a good idea? Sure, seeing new places, tasting new foods, and experiencing different cultures can still be exciting, even magical. But the truth is, as we grow older, the realities of travel shift in ways we don't always anticipate. What once felt like a thrilling adventure can, after 70, turn into an exhausting, risky, even dangerous endeavor. Unfortunately, many seniors only realize this when they're already far from home and in trouble. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 major reasons why traveling after 70 can be risky, physically, emotionally, and financially. From unexpected medical emergencies to the hidden traps that can empty your savings or leave you stranded in a foreign place. This guide is designed to help you or your loved ones better understand what's really at stake. Backhand index pointing right. Make sure to stay with me all the way to the end, because the final reason is something few seniors ever think about, but it's one of the most common ways travelers lose their peace of mind, their money, and their safety. 1. Health emergencies. When every minute counts and help isn't close by. Let's begin with what should be at the top of every traveler's priority list: your health. Once you pass 70, your body simply doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Chronic conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and respiratory issues become more prevalent and, unfortunately, more unpredictable. That means a sudden health issue can quickly escalate into a crisis, especially when you're far from the comfort and familiarity of your local healthcare system. At home, a sharp chest pain might lead to a quick drive to the nearest ER. But if you're overseas, things get complicated. A foreign language could turn a simple emergency into a stressful ordeal. A remote location might mean the nearest hospital is hours away. And if the situation is critical, you might need to be airlifted at a cost that could skyrocket into the tens of thousands of dollars. Stethoscope. Take James, for example. At 74, he set off on what he hoped would be the trip of a lifetime, a luxury cruise through the Mediterranean. 4 days in, he began experiencing chest pains. The ship's onboard clinic had limited equipment and staff, and it took hours to arrange an emergency medevac to a mainland hospital. Thankfully, he survived. But in the aftermath, he admitted he never imagined something like that could happen to him. "I thought I was in good shape," he said. "I didn't realize how fast things could change." And it's not just heart attacks or major illnesses that pose a risk. Travel itself can take a toll. Long-haul flights increase the risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a potentially life-threatening condition where blood clots form in the legs. High-altitude destinations can strain your heart and lungs. Hot, humid climates may lead to dehydration or heat stroke. Even minor infections can spiral if not treated promptly, especially in older adults with weakened immune systems. Smart travel tip. Before you leave, talk to your doctor. Get a full health checkup. Make sure your prescriptions are filled. And pack more than you think you'll need, along with written copies of all medications and dosages. Take the time to research the healthcare system in your destination country. How far is the nearest hospital? Will they speak your language? Most importantly, invest in a comprehensive travel insurance policy that includes coverage for medical evacuations, hospital stays, and repatriation. One overlooked detail could result in not only a disrupted trip, but also a financial and medical nightmare. 2. Weaker immunity equals more exposure to illness. As we grow older, traveling can still bring us joy, adventure, and a sense of freedom. But it also comes with unique challenges, especially when it comes to health. One of the most overlooked risks is how much more vulnerable we become to illness simply because our immune systems aren't as strong as they once were. By the time we reach our 70s, our bodies don't respond to viruses and bacteria as effectively, making us more prone to everything from common colds to more serious infections. What many people don't realize is that traveling exposes us to germs we've never encountered before. Whether it's crowded airports, packed airplanes, unfamiliar foods, or high-touch surfaces in public restrooms and hotels. Each environment increases the chances of encountering something our immune system isn't prepared for. For younger travelers, catching a bug might just be an inconvenient bump in the road. For seniors, however, it could mean hospitalization or even long-term health complications. Take airplanes, for example. You're sitting in close quarters with hundreds of strangers, breathing in the same recycled air for hours. It only takes one person with a cold or flu to spread germs through the cabin. Hotel rooms may appear clean, but surfaces like remote controls, light switches, and bedspreads often harbor bacteria that aren't visible to the naked eye. Then there's the food. Exploring local cuisine is one of the great joys of travel, and seniors should absolutely enjoy those experiences, but with caution. Unfamiliar spices or cooking methods can upset the digestive system. More importantly, in many countries, salads may be rinsed in untreated water, meats might not be fully cooked, and dairy products may be unpasteurized. These can lead to serious foodborne illnesses such as E. coli, salmonella, or norovirus, which are far more dangerous for older adults than for younger ones. Contaminated water is another silent threat. Even something as simple as brushing your teeth with tap water or adding ice to your drink could introduce harmful bacteria or viruses into your system. While these exposures might only result in mild symptoms for younger people, they can have a far more severe impact on aging bodies. Fortunately, there are steps seniors can take to protect themselves and still enjoy safe, fulfilling travel. Wearing a mask in crowded areas, especially airports and on planes, helps reduce the risk of airborne illnesses. Carrying hand sanitizer and using it frequently, particularly after touching public surfaces or before meals, is a simple but effective defense. It's also wise to stick to bottled water and avoid raw vegetables or undercooked meats in regions where food safety is uncertain. And before setting off, a quick visit to the doctor to discuss recommended vaccines, such as flu, COVID-19, or hepatitis A and B, can make a significant difference. Traveling during your golden years can be deeply rewarding, but it requires a little more care and planning. By being mindful of the risks and taking proactive steps to stay healthy, seniors can continue to explore the world with confidence and peace of mind. 3. Travel fatigue hits harder than you think. At first glance, travel seems like a dream. Stunning destinations, new cultures, exciting experiences. But beneath the glossy photos and upbeat social media posts lies a truth that's rarely talked about. Travel is physically demanding, and for older adults, it can be downright exhausting. Let's break it down. Long-haul flights mean hours of sitting in cramped spaces with dry cabin air. Early hotel checkouts interrupt normal sleep patterns. Crossing time zones throws off the body's natural rhythm. And then there's the sightseeing, walking long distances, often on uneven surfaces, navigating unfamiliar transportation systems, eating at odd hours. These disruptions might sound like minor inconveniences, but for people over 70, they stack up quickly and can lead to serious fatigue. As we age, our bodies simply don't bounce back the way they used to. Jet lag hits harder and lingers longer. A disrupted night of sleep can turn into several days of feeling off-kilter. Poor sleep isn't just inconvenient. It can weaken the immune system, slow down cognitive processing, and even increase the risk of falls or cardiovascular stress. For seniors, this kind of cumulative exhaustion isn't just uncomfortable. It can make the difference between an enjoyable trip and a miserable one. Consider Richard, a 75-year-old retiree who was excited to take his dream trip to Europe. He remembered how he used to travel in his 50s, flying overnight, hitting the ground running, seeing 3 cities in 5 days. But this time was different. After a 10-hour flight and an hour-long wait at customs, Richard was already drained before even reaching the hotel. Jet lag set in hard. The packed schedule left little time to rest. He found himself struggling to keep up with group tours, often opting out of activities just to lie down. Meals were rushed and irregular, and he didn't stay as hydrated as he should have. By the time he returned home, he was completely wiped out, and it took him weeks to feel like himself again. The good news? You can still enjoy travel at any age. It just requires a more thoughtful approach. Here are some key tips for managing travel fatigue and keeping your energy up. Schedule rest days between active excursions to give your body a chance to recover. Choose direct flights when possible, or add layovers strategically to break up long travel days. Stay nourished and hydrated. Carry healthy snacks, drink plenty of water, and don't skip meals. Avoid tight itineraries. Leave room for flexibility and listen to your body. If you're tired, rest. Prioritize quality sleep. Consider booking accommodations with blackout curtains and bring earplugs or a sleep mask. Know your limits. It's okay to skip that fourth museum or the late-night walking tour. Travel can be one of the most enriching experiences in life, but it shouldn't come at the expense of your well-being. By understanding the real effects of travel fatigue and planning accordingly, older travelers can still explore the world joyfully, safely, and without burning out. So, pack your bags, but also pack a healthy dose of self-awareness and care. Your body will thank you, for a single fall can change everything. As we age, our bodies naturally go through changes that quietly increase the risk of falling. Balance becomes more fragile. Bones lose density, making them more vulnerable to fractures. Even a surface that might once have seemed harmless can suddenly present a serious danger. When you pair these factors with unfamiliar surroundings, like slick sidewalks, uneven cobblestone paths, or poorly lit staircases in a foreign country, the result can be life-altering. Consider Linda, a vibrant 78-year-old woman who stayed active by walking every day around her neighborhood. When she booked her dream vacation to Europe, she felt prepared, confident, even. But confidence alone wasn't enough. One evening in Italy, she stepped off a curb on a poorly lit street and misjudged the edge. The fall was swift and unforgiving. She fractured her hip, required emergency surgery, and spent the rest of her trip not exploring art museums and savoring espresso, but recovering in a hospital bed. Her rehabilitation took months. Even after returning home, Linda struggled with mobility. That single fall didn't just interrupt her travel plans. It reshaped her independence and daily life. The truth is, most travel environments aren't built with older adults in mind. High steps into buses, slick decks on cruise ships, tight hotel hallways with poor lighting. These seemingly minor inconveniences can become serious hazards. Add in jet lag, crowded spaces, and fatigue, and the odds of a fall increase dramatically. Many seniors don't realize how quickly a situation can spiral from manageable to dangerous. And too often, they underestimate just how physically and mentally draining travel can be. The good news? With the right precautions, you can reduce the risk and still enjoy the adventure. Here's what can help. Wear proper footwear. Invest in sturdy, non-slip shoes that provide strong arch and ankle support. Avoid sandals or shoes with smooth soles. Bring support. Don't hesitate to pack a cane or walking stick if it adds stability, even if you don't use one regularly at home. Plan with accessibility in mind. Choose destinations, tours, and accommodations that are rated for accessibility. Prioritize flat terrain and avoid areas known for steep climbs or uneven paths. Know your limits. It's tempting to squeeze in just one more attraction, but overexertion can lead to fatigue, and fatigue increases the chance of a fall. Listen to your body. Don't ignore fatigue. Rest often. Hydrate. Sit down when you can. Travel is a marathon, not a sprint. A fall can happen in an instant, but the consequences can last a lifetime, especially when you're far from home. The stakes are high. By respecting your body's needs, preparing thoughtfully, and taking preventive measures seriously, you can protect your health and enjoy travel the way it's meant to be. Enriching, joyful, and memorable for all the right reasons. 5. Financial pitfalls. One mistake could cost you thousands. When we think about preparing for a trip, we often focus on what to pack, where to stay, and which sights to see. But there's something just as critical, if not more so, that many travelers overlook: financial protection. And for seniors, the stakes can be even higher. Many older travelers assume that their Medicare or existing health insurance will protect them while they're overseas. Unfortunately, that assumption can be a costly mistake. In most cases, Medicare does not provide coverage outside of the United States, and many private health insurance plans offer only limited international support, if any at all. That means a simple hospital visit for something as minor as a fall or dehydration could result in out-of-pocket costs totaling thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Need medical evacuation back to the U.S.? The price tag can reach $50,000 or more, and without insurance, you're footing the entire bill yourself. The financial risks don't stop at healthcare. Traveling comes with a host of potential pitfalls that could drain your bank account in the blink of an eye. Trip cancellations due to illness or unforeseen emergencies can leave you stranded, physically and financially, if you didn't purchase trip insurance. Airlines and hotels don't always offer refunds, especially for non-refundable bookings. Scams are on the rise, and seniors are often prime targets. Fraudsters know that older travelers might be more trusting, especially when dealing with what looks like a professional travel agency or attractive online offer. Take George, 76, for example. He thought he had found the perfect tropical vacation. The photos looked incredible, the deal seemed too good to pass up, and the agency appeared legitimate. But when he arrived at the destination, the resort he had booked didn't exist. George had been scammed out of thousands of dollars and was left to scramble for a last-minute hotel, shaken, embarrassed, and out a huge sum of money. Avoiding these pitfalls isn't about avoiding travel. It's about traveling smart. Here are a few essential steps to safeguard your finances before you pack your bags. Do your homework. Only book through verified travel agencies or platforms with strong reputations. Check reviews on trusted travel websites and forums. If a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Use the right credit cards. Many premium credit cards offer built-in travel protections, including coverage for trip cancellations, lost baggage, and fraud protection. Avoid using debit cards for bookings. They offer far less financial security. Keep your information safe. Never share your personal or financial details over the phone or through unsecured websites. Always look for the secure padlock icon in your browser before entering sensitive information. Invest in comprehensive travel insurance. This might be the most important step of all. Look for plans that cover emergency medical care, evacuation, trip cancellations, delays, and even lost luggage. A good policy might cost a few $100s, but could save you tens of thousands. Final thoughts. Travel isn't off the table, but the rules have changed. So should you never travel after 70? Not necessarily, but it's time to change how we travel. Choose safer, closer destinations. Prioritize health, rest, and flexibility. Avoid back-to-back tours or strenuous activities. And always prepare for the unexpected with the right gear, information, and protection. Your golden years should be about joy and peace, not emergencies and regrets. So before you book that next flight, ask, is my health stable enough for this trip? Do I have the right coverage if something goes wrong? Am I choosing a destination that suits my current physical needs? If the answer is yes, travel, but travel wisely, because a well-planned trip can still be beautiful, safe, and memorable.